Okay, let's go. Act 1, the Wayfarer's Inn. New friends and former enemies. What did we have? We had I already forgot all the goddamn names. The Fae went on their first adventure. That was a thing. We had a vampire. And the barbarian staying at our inn. We had the wolf person go somewhere. And then we had the rogue didn't do anything yet, I think. So yeah, that's where we are. That's what our little status is. So let's see. My shipment of infusions finally arrived this morning. I now have access to some Fae crystals and frozen pine cones. Together with Fable! Fable was their name. Fable went on their first adventure. Yeah. To find that werewolf. Werewolf was it? Yeah. The rumor of the werewolf. Yes. Together with Fable's Phoenix chilies. I have 3 infusions now. I'll unpack them later when I have some time. I have a feeling they'll be of use soon. Oh, will they? Oh, they're back. Look at them. So, Inkeep, a drink for me and this lanky pal. It's good to see you too, Caroline. She meant to say, please. Hi, Arigato. How you doing? Welcome. Welcome back, Fable. You look alive. Thank you. I am. That seems like a given. I'm just happy to see them doing well, with a friend. We ain't friends. We're not? So, you two didn't form a party? No. Oh. Then what's the drink about? They may be very annoying, but they did just help me solve a family feud over 10 years. So I do owe them some of your dishwater at the very least. Family feud? I wouldn't call it a feud, more of a miscommunication? No, it was a feud. I feel like feud implies a certain level of hostility. I was gonna kill him. I thought that was a joke. It wasn't. Oh. But no one died? No. Alfie here was able to prevent that. It's Fable? Whatever. Does this perchance have something to do with your quest? It does! I stopped her from killing the werewolf. Elaborate, please? I was going to kill the werewolf. They stopped me from killing the werewolf. What's not to get? A lot? I think she is confused because the quest was to save the villagers from the werewolf. And now it sounds like I saved the werewolf from you. Which I did. Kind of? I also remember you saying you didn't want to quest, Caroline. I didn't. I was there by chance. They were both stealing sheep. Was not! Sure was. Adventuring don't pay what it used to. So you steal other people's sheep? Mind your own business. How did any of this lead to a successful quest? Well, where do I start? How about at the beginning? Right, I was born on a half crescent dreaming moon. Of the quest. Fable. Right, the quest. Traveling there was no trouble. I know enough shortcuts to travel through the Ashen Grove swiftly. I reached the borders of Trigurian right around dusk. The ashing road thins out around there, and you can catch a glimpse of the wide fields of vineyards, as well as see one farm after the other. An idyllic sight, well, at least before sunset. Do you have trouble in the dark? Emotionally? Visually? A little. I mean, I reckon I can still see more than a human could, but darkness is darkness, and I am no owl. Thank God, you're already weird enough. Imagine the damage you do if you could turn your head all the way around. Who says I can't? Just kidding. Anyway, it's likely darkness doesn't affect my hearing. Not the normal kind. What? Nothing. Okay. I heard a creaking fence and footsteps ever falling at keeping quiet. You were so failing at being small. What? You don't just have to attack them like that. What the hell? That's so rude. So I snuck closer and I saw a werewolf-esque shape picking up a tiny sheep. I was petting it. Well, I thought she was going to eat it, so I summoned up all my courage and I stepped out of the... And I stepped out of the shadows and I said, Good evening, werewolf. Please put down the sheep. I didn't expect them to be entirely in their right mind, of course, but I wanted to be polite. And I thought I might confuse her and maybe that would help calm her down. It confused me, alright. Who the heck sees a werewolf and the first thing they do is greet them? A polite person? Or an insane one? It worked, didn't it? Because I ain't no werewolf. He wasn't that different. But I'm skipping ahead. To my surprise, instead of a growl, the werewolf, or non-werewolf, responded with a, what? So the user plan had worked, but I hadn't really expected that response. So I said again, please put down the sheep. And she asked, why? And I said, well, because stealing sheep isn't very nice. And she asked who I was. No, I asked, who are you, a guard? I was about to introduce myself when we heard this blood-curdling howl. It sounded like someone had ripped a hole into the fabric of reality and then pierced with a horrid yell. Hilarious, it was barely a bark. And it made the blood freeze in my veins. I heard panting and heavy footsteps and I barely dared to turn around. You turned around immediately. And when I did, I stared into the twisted face of a werewolf. Yellow, gleaming eyes. Gleaming with jaundice. Sharp teeth, giant claws. He looked like he wanted to eat me right up. He did. But before I could beg for mercy, suddenly something rushed past me and lunged at the werewolf. When I regained my composure, Caelynx and the werewolf were on the ground, fighting tooth and nail. And the sheep you were holding? Obviously, I set it down at that point. Good. So you went to Fables 8? No, that ain't it. I noticed the wolves' flannel rags. They were blue checkered and an uneven print. Just like the kind of stuff Uncle Dragon likes to wear, that old shithard. Oh. Hey. Why can't I say that? I like the thunder in the background. I should do that whenever I'm cursing. Your protection. The age rating system is quite harsh. Anyway, it was dressed like Uncle Dragon, smelled like Uncle Dragon, fought like him too. I was joking when I brought it up before, you know. I haven't seen that old man in years, was coping but by joking. That's the only way I can talk about him these days. Because of the feud? Yes. He used to be my favorite uncle, but and he changed. Became irritable and angry, distant. Fell in love with Uncle Feather. Cared more about the moon than he did his own family. Eventually he just left, ran away, without a word, left us and Uncle Feather behind, worried, senseless. Until they found a letter saying not to look for him and all their savings missing. Swore I was gonna kill him if I ever saw him again. Always thought he just couldn't face up to his problems. Turns out his solution was just to get those problems as far away from everyone as possible. What an idiot. Did you talk it out with your fists? I tried, but Alfie stopped me. I'm glad they did. How did you figure that out? Well, she was yelling at him. I didn't understand half of it, but I could tell she was angry and hurt. I tried to get their attention by telling them to stop, but they wouldn't listen, so I shot an arrow right next to both of their heads. My aim was a little shaky, so I did end up grazing Mr. Dragon's ear, but it got them to stop for long enough to start listening to me. I threatened them that if they didn't stop to talk, I would shoot them both. I would have never done that, of course. But they must have believed me, because they actually stopped to listen. Looked mighty scary, their little pal. Thank you. I set them down and did my best to be an insurmountable obstacle between them. If they wanted to fight, they would have to go through me. That sounds rather dangerous. Twas wouldn't have stopped for them. What? You're the size of a stick! You think you could stop two angry wolves? Oh, well... Anyway, I used the opportunity to figure out what was going on. And that's how I found out about Mr. Dragon and Caelynx and the miscommunication. Feud? The feud, sure. Turns out that after Mr. Dragon was turned, he was too ashamed to admit it. But he couldn't stop the changes and ended up hurting all the people he cared about. It's no excuse, of course. No, it ain't. If we had known, we'd have helped him best we could. At the very least, would have built a sturdy shop with scratch-proof walls for full moons. He didn't think that would have happened, though. So he decided to fix the problem by leaving, deal with it alone, and so on. But that only made it worse. Of course, he was too embarrassed to come back, so he just focused on the whole verbal thing, and not any human things, or Wukakian things, so to speak. Trying to find a cure, trying to avoid the moon, trying to find a place to sleep, stealing sheep. Add-on, can you stop it? Thank you. That's something they have in common. The sheep? No, the stubbornness and the unwillingness to ask for help. But the sheep too. But they had to talk it about it. The silent resentment wasn't good for either of them. And you got them to do that? The little stick is only persuasive. I was talking about it before I even realized I didn't want to. Maybe because you did want to? Cat, what are you doing? Yeah, go down. Can you go down and tie? What are you doing? Babe! Stop it! Are you okay? Okay. Sorry. Maybe. How did it go? Fine. We'll take some time to accept his apology. We'll have to see him change first and apologize to Uncle Feather and the rest. But it was good to see him again. Guess the hog did feel better than a greatsword in his gut. Wonderful. Of course, there's still the problem with the whole rebel thing. Adia got so obsessed with a cure he still can't barely control himself. We helped him realize that even a cure couldn't change what he'd done. That he has to accept he's different now and learn how to live again. Of course, it won't be easy. No change ever is. I learned that from you. But we have a group of werewolves living near our settlement. A small community that enjoys the company of our warm trees. We play charades with them a lot, and they taught me about the faces of the 7 moons and the secrets of the moon signs. That sounds like a bunch of bullshit. It's real. You're a crescent moose. We introduced Mr. Dragon to them, and they promised they would take him in and help him and deal with his lycanthropy. That sounds great. It is. It's a happy ending. I wouldn't call it an ending, rather the beginning of something new. So, the end of one adventure is just the beginning of another one? Exactly. I like that. So, after your heroic therapy session, you two decided to grab a drink together? Got offered to spend the day at the settlement, but they don't serve anything strong enough for my taste. Plus, Elfie was dying to get back here. Was talking about how they need to update you on everything non-stop. Would think they live here or something. I had to report back about the quest. I'm glad you did. They also started crafting something with the werewolves. Is that something about it being for you, Inky? Oh, really? Yeah. It's not finished yet, but I'll let you know, I promise. I wasn't that hard, was I? Well... So, a drink? What can I offer you, Caroline? I'm surprised with something that fits my wrong. But which I mean make me the usual. Strength never gets old. Okay, so this one, which is a little bit of theirs, a tiny bit of theirs, and a whole lot of swords in there. It's gotta be full of swords. Let's go. I also need something to drink. Why? Oh, that's from outside. Surprise! Well, but you should do this professionally. I'll think about it. Fable, what about you? Do you have something that will calm me down? Maybe even bring some of my agility back? Like a swift strike back to my senses. I've had a stressful day, night, morning? Sequence of events. What are you doing? Are you an idiot? Is that it? I know that you don't have to prove it. Yeah, lay down there. Are you okay? Okay. Cats, I tell you. Don't get them if you're not ready for zoomies. A swift strike. A swift strike. That means we need a tiny bit of blue, a tiny bit of purple, and a whole lot of those. If I could just, like, you know, shoot it inside. Bam! Let's go. Here you go. Thank you. Wow, this is perfect. You look tired. Have you considered sleep? They do look like they're going to pass out any second. So do you. Maybe sleep is a good idea. Caelynx, do you have a place to sleep? I can sleep anywhere. It's a talent. It's depressing. I have a room available. You can stay there. Sorry, wait, I have a cat hair somewhere here. And it's partially in my vision. And that is so annoying. Okay, I think... Did I get it? I think I got it. Sounds good. How much? I'll counter this payment for your help with the quest. I am the worst innkeep ever. How am I making profit? You can't tell me I'm making profit on illegal buys. You can't tell me that. No. No way. Later, Alfie. See you later. Are you heading home, Fable? Yes. I've been gone for a whole day. I need to get back and make sure everything is still growing correctly. Maybe take a nap first? Yes, that too. Did you enjoy your first quest? I did! It was scary and different from what I expected. And I didn't know I was so good at pretending to be charming. Have you considered that you weren't pretending? You did well, Fable. Thank you. I hope that was my only adventure. I think this is just the beginning. That would be nice. Do you think I'm going to save the world one day? That's a very tall order. Nah, you're right. I'm not cut out for that. I didn't say that. I would just prefer it if the world didn't end. Right. But if it does, you're the first person I'd ask for help. Maybe you should ask Caelynx first, but I'd be happy to be second. We'll see. Let's hope we won. I like this world, and you have a point. We should hope for such a calamity. Even if it would make for a good song. Or a sad one. Or both. I'm going to head home now. Do that. I'll stock up on quests for you. I can't wait. See you soon. See you soon. Bye, Fable. Nighttime? Nighttime. It's the broody little rogue. Oh, we don't even know their name. Good evening to you too. Of course they have a crop top on. I just noticed that. This quest, it wasn't here yesterday. That is correct. Huh. It seems dangerous. It is. And mysterious. Sure. Like me. You could be a little less mysterious by telling me your name? Zephyr. Did the wind carry you in? No. My legs. I want that quest. Well, you can have it. Not just literally, physically, emotionally. Emotionally? I want to take on that quest. Go to the castle to get the cake. I mean, yes. Well, no one has gone to the castle yet, so if someone would like to go, they would be welcome too. So you know of the castle? Sorry. Yes? It seems strange. It is. A vampire lives there. I heard rumors, whispering, of a strange fiendish woman residing there. What a coincidence. Me too. Has she ever frequented your tavern? No, not recently. But she has. Once, I had a vampire mixer. Interesting, so she was only here at night? Yes. Would you say she was unnaturally pale? No, she had a lot of makeup on. But below that mask. Sure, yes, with gas she looks pretty dead below that? What kind of drink did she order? Blood. Interesting. You saw blood? Of course. Whose blood? Listen, this just makes it so much more like this innkeep, we're being shady. So shady. You can't tell me I'm not making a profit out of my inn. I have to make a profit out of something else. Did you hear about wolves avoiding the castle? Really? All of them? Yes. She has a lot of werewolf traps set up, but all animals seem to steer clear of Merrow Castle. They say its doors are always locked, so nothing can go inside. Or leave. And anything that tries to merges into her hand in one way or another. As a grave, a pile of decorated bones, dirt feeding rotting flowers. They say death clings to her doorsteps like an everlasting melody. Sounds like a strange place. Like a tomb for something still alive. Or for a goth. Goth or vampire, she seems to be a thief. It appears so. Do you not sympathize with that? Thievery is an honorable skill, but it must be performed in secret. Or you're not worth the coin to pocket. Also, stealing a man's cape is just plain rude. I suppose. Only thing worse than that is stealing a man's heart. Not if it's cursed. Especially done. Point is, if you can't defend yourself from having your trophies reclaimed, you must live with the consequences. The consequences being you? Exactly. It definitely sounds like you know what you're doing. Of course I do. I am one with the shadows and the wind, gone before they even notice I'm there. So, you could easily slap something else along with the cape, right? Certainly, gold, gemstones, other treasures, whatever pays the bills. What about some interior decorations? Like what, for example? Just something to pretty up my tavern a little bit? Maybe something useful that's also doubtless as a decoration. Like a chair? Stealing a whole chair sounds a little too ambitious for your first quest with me. I prefer something smaller, like a little trinket. My walls are still pretty empty. Wait, you're being serious? Absolutely. A mentor that once belonged to an eccentric vampire sounds like a wonderful addition to the tavern. I'll, see what I can do. You won't be disappointed. Well, then I trust you to deliver yourself to our doorsteps and the cape back to me, along with a neat little addition to my interior design. Sounds like I'll need a few stumps. Would you like some? No. Too traceable. How about a drink then? I could do with one of those. I heard your drinks inspire transformations of great magnitude. Allow you to dip into parts of yourself that you weren't previously aware of. Raise yourself up from your shadow. Say, what do you trade them for? A joke. A joke? That's not. I don't do jokes. Then I don't do drinks, I'm afraid. How do explorers hide the treasure? How? By dragging them to a safe location. That's so bad. Alright, I feel bad for you. You may have one of my renowned drinks. And some of my renowned infusions. In fact, I just got a fresh shipment today. I was finally able to unpack them. Infusions? Intriguing. What wild magic do you have to offer? For your purpose, I think you could benefit from either some fake crystals or a frozen pinecone. The pinecone have absorbed some of nature's icy properties. They can help you from a magical frostbite that will hurt those trying to harm you. The fake crystals hail straight from Avalon, allegedly. If consumed, they'll turn you invisible, eventually, and for a bit. The duration is a bit unpredictable. I've also got some Phoenix chilies, but I don't think those would be very useful for your situation. Interesting. So, what dark depths of yourself are you looking to explore? I fear that Lady Evelyn may be of the undead nature, so I must be strong and vigorous if I want my stake in her heart before her fangs are near my neck. Though, that does sound appealing. Strength I can do. And some frost armor should help with the fangs. Or perhaps the smarter route would be to evade her wrath entirely, to out-stealth her and steal a cape from right under her pale nose, so that she may lie in the shame of having lust against me. I think such an approach would require a certain amount of dexterity. And some invisibility could help with staying unseen should my speed and agility not be enough. I've made a decision, Inky. Your wisdom is no joke, was it? Yeah, we're gonna make him go invisible. Okay, okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's, yeah. This one. That means we need a pine cone. Wasn't it a pine cone? Oh no, it was the other one. Wait, sorry, my bad. Undo? Oh, I can just get it out. Okay, okay. So that means we need a tiny bit of doors. And then, oh, wrong. Undo. This one. My bad. Hello? What happens if I just fill it all the way up? There you go. There you go. A drink that all vampires fear. Garlic breath? Not quite, but that's a good name. May I steal it? You don't ask for permission before you steal something, Inky. And it's no longer a clever ruse, but a mere trait. I see. Did you hear about my new drink, the garlic breath? Nah. Good one. It tastes like not garlic, but just as fearsome to a vampire. You don't find garlic scary? No, only the absence of it. That makes 2 of us. That makes 3 of us, because like, you know, if a recipe says, just put a tiny bit of garlic in there, I'm just like, okay, let me just put a whole fucking glove of garlic in there. There can never be too much garlic in your food, let me tell you. Let me tell you, there is nothing just as too much garlic. It doesn't exist. Hopefully this will help me await her. I'm not prepared for a fight, but I won't need one if my steps are as swift and quiet as the wind. And if she can't see me. Goodbye, Innkeep. I would say pray that the sun will carry me back to you. But my hopes do not lie with the Realm Keepers, and I shall be damned if they control my fate. Expect to see me again after the next sunfall. If you do not, speak of vengeance. Vengeance makes for an early grave. Or for a good story. Farewell. Or for a bitter end.